Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the fact of all 1,000 pages of Sinder's just literal memoirs have some interesting takes. And I'm going to go talk about this because number one, we had a chance to fully deep dive it, and I had to have my own high level thoughts. And as well, I also want to go and react over to Evan because Evan actually did like a 15-hour stream. He's one of my boys, and he has his own takes. I kind of want to chime on in / give my own thoughts. And as well, I think he was more so kind of just like yapping on his freestyle stuff. And I kind of want to maybe throw in some of my own thoughts as well as with some picture and proof. Because it does kind of seem like the very high level, if you guys just don't want to actually read into it or just want someone else to think for you, which I totally got you. I don't think I'm that dumb, but, well, at the end of the day, I'm still kind of new in the whole YouTubing scene. I have a lot of YouTuber friends, so if I overstep or say something wrong, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm a really big fan of drama. I don't really like these Google Docs, and in high level, I kind of just hope a lot of the stuff would just be dealt with in private. But obviously, once people go make callouts, you kind of have to respond. And I think obviously Sinder wants to come back to her very lucrative career. But at this point, you want my high level for this all. And once again, thank you guys all so much for the subscribers and likes and just everything. Not that I really like, it's not like fun because it's all drama. But at the end of the day, I guess that's kind of what this YouTube channel is for fun, just discussing stuff. I think high level, Sinder, kind of manipulative, kind of petty, very high schooly, kind of very obsessed with Silver Veil. Shy Lily and Sinder, both kind of not the best. I'm gonna be honest with you all. It kind of seemed like Shy Lily did orchestrate a lot of this and sway to her friends for good or for bad. Or maybe you even like Shy Lily and you kind of think that everything Sinder did is bad. That's totally okay. But I will go and say it did kind of seem like they were both kind of in the wrong. And as well, when it comes to Nanolis, it seemed like the artist herself did kind of have a little bit of like weird ego-y issues, wanting to have a little bit of everything. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too, and was kind of very two-faced in fate. I think Bao herself was just a victim the entire time. I felt horrible for Bao. I'm going to show that and talk about that. And of course, I think Silver Veil was also basically just stalked by Sinder. It was horrible. So let's go ahead and see what Evan has to go and say. I'm curious if he lines up with me. Like I said, I'm going to have a few references to as well for this throughout this one. And of course, if you like, say, Shy Lily, I think her content's hilarious. I think she's a good girl. And this is just like kind of petty high school stuff. So if you like Sinder, you like Shy Lily, you like Silver Veil, please keep watching them. Please don't let someone online or people on Twitter go and dissuade you if you think that a certain person was wrong or if you like them for a certain reason. I think I'm still kind of lean towards Shy Lily because, well, she had to go through all this stuff in the first place, and it was a lot of back and forth, weird middlemaning, and I do think the Red, the manager, was a horrible person. Like, that person was a manipulator, like, he was just discussing drama with everyone, insulting Silver Veil, trying to set up with collabs with Silver Veil. Like, there were so many miscommunications and all over the place. I think it really mostly lies on the Red guy, a little bit on Nanolis for being kind of greedy, and I do think both Shy Lily and Sinder just really shouldn't be friends. I think Bao was a victim. I think Silver Veil was a victim. Stuff was crazy. So let me go and see what Evan has to say. I'm going to chime in my thoughts with it. And if I thought you guys think I'm stupid, that's okay. Let me know. Like, just be nice. Like, I'm kind of, as long as you like someone, that's fine. If you hate them, that's fine too. Not my prerogative.
Your document so you don't have to. Yes, all 1,000 pages.
By the way, I love Evan. If you guys want to go watch the main actual video, maybe open up a link on the side and give him some watch time and ads. I am reacting to it, so obviously give him some love too as well. Although he is technically bigger than me on this channel, he's still the GOAT and still deserves love.
I have read here in the past 15 hours of my life.
It took me like 4 hours, bro, to read all.
Here are my
it was a lot. That's if all like drama or opinions aside, bro, that's the only thing I could really like with 100% certainty that I think almost everyone would agree on. Bro, don't do another 1,000-page Google Doc ever again. I had to read more than I did in college, man. I can't do this, bro. I can't do this again.
Thoughts. Number one, for the people that will not invest their time in hearing literally everything, the 15 hours of VODs are available on the channel. Please go ahead and watch them if you care enough. But the people that don't care,
dude, I saw him live at like 4 in the morning and he was just going like, bro. And I saw him like for like 2 seconds earlier on in the morning when I was doing like reading the documents myself. And I'm like, bro, how are you still alive?
Which is most of you. Here's the TLDR. Number one. Nanolis is a lying bitch.
I thought the same exact thing. So I don't want to be mean on Nanolis because, okay, yes. Like, do I even have to like, I have all this stuff up from earlier on too as well. There was like, she was gossiping everywhere, bro. Like, Nanolis was being like, it's still mean, Silver Side, like explaining nice things on Sinder. And this is where the Red guy seems bad because it does seem like he was leading into her, you know? So it's more of like your friends gossiping. You can't always be like, yeah, I get you. But she just kept on going all over the place too as well. like all over the place. Moving on top of this, all over the place. Almost every single one of her comments, she's like, I want to get out, man. I want to take a break. I don't want to do anything to you as well. You know, like on top of this, I don't know. Like she was even calling out Spike, calling out Silver a little bit too. She didn't want to work with anyone. She kept on saying she wanted to get paid extra money. One of the exclusivity things obviously went to Shy Lily with all this stuff. Like this Nanoless girl kind of seemed like a snake in every direction. Like just being honest, going through all this stuff, I think she was like a snake, like from just everything I've had to see. And this is if you've actually gone through the documents. It's like it seemed like she was trying to go and play all sides, and eventually she kind of felt like the Bow, Shy Lily, that side was going to get the more fruitfulness for her or get like the public reception. So it seems like she kind of ditched all these people, ditched Red, ditched Sinder the second it was available to try to go and ride the wave elsewhere. And which is completely contradictory because during the conversation, she kept on saying that, oh, like I love Sinder, I want to work with only Sinder. It was very, very two-faced.
Let me explain. Nanoless sat there the entire time
saying
that she was manipulated by Red and Sinder, only for us to find out with this 1,000-page document with plenty of corroborating evidence that she instead wanted to go ahead and cancel project herself.
That's what I just said. So basically she wanted to go and cancel a lot of work. She kept on saying she was tired, overworked, too many people, wanted to break, whatever. It was too much. Like it was just too much. And I really just feel like she was trying to play both sides. And she just picked the side that was quote unquote the winner. Like it seemed like you go through all the documents and they like cut out things and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that Sinder didn't still do things wrong because I think she treated Bao and Silverveil very poorly, like and Numi very poorly, all three of them. And that's not a good friend. So if you as a person, viewer, want to cancel them and never watch them because that alone, I don't mind. Like I'm not her. It's whatever. I'm just a random guy reporting the news. I'm trying to be neutral. But yeah. I do think that was bad. I think Nanoless and Red were both in really bad in this situation. In all honesty, I agree with this.
But then later on when she told Shy Lily, this will be relevant in a second, you know, that she was working on things with Red, that, you know, she felt that Red was making her cancel a lot of projects. And Shy Lily said, hey, you're being manipulated, only to find out from our perspective when you go through the document that Nano herself had been saying the entire time that she wanted to cancel these projects of her own accord and will. And Sinder and Red
That's true. Like there's even comments, like I said over here too. So like we're not saying to stop working with Silver, but like we're always have plenty of work for you if you're willing to take it. We appreciate everything you want to do for us too as well. And so the two issues was Red wanted them to cancel working with Silver. They had drama. And this was also when Cinder was trying to be friends with Silver. So it was just too fake. Like people don't like that. I don't like that. It's proven in the documents. But also they were kind of like, you don't have to, but it would be nice. But this is why Red's kind of bad because he's like throwing like, oh my God, bro, you're evil. Oh my God, this girl sucks. Oh my God, they're stealing all of our stuff. Which in all honesty, that was just Silverveil trying to protect herself because she just didn't like them. Like this is the messages from Cinder, and I covered this on my prior video. If you guys missed it, go like check out the channel. I've made a lot of videos. Cinder made like a bajillion stalkery messages. Like Silverveil never responded. This doesn't mean that Silver is a bad person, that they should stop working with Silver. This is more of like, hey, you're just an obsessive person at this point, trying to force something that's not there. So that's why Silver is a victim. And same with Bao. Dude, poor Bao, if you go into her stuff, like she just wanted to have friends. Like this was her response after Nano eventually canceled her model. And this is why Nano sucks. Because Nano, if she wanted to work hard, she could have just delayed it out. She could have just said no to Cinder. Like it's hard to do. I always understand that. But like, look at how sad Bao is. Like Bao was a victim. Smodge, Nano had to drop me as a clinic because her work schedule's too hectic. And throw all these other things too as well. They're like basically kind of encouraging her / they're both like doing it together. They're both like basically doing it too. Like she's worried about being hated, but like she could just make the model still, you know what I mean? So basically Red's still rough. They're pushing her and guiding her and somewhat manipulating her, I will agree. And then she also, just poor Bao, just got screwed over once again, once again. Like I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. She can find someone else. And this is why Bao got hurt bad. And this is why Nano, I think, is not as bad in this situation. She did lie. She tried to play every side. It was rough.
Had nothing to do with that. Shallowy took that and said, oh my God, this is a terrible thing. We should go ahead and tell everybody that Cinder is a terrible person because she's making people cancel all her projects. And we should then go ahead and just get rid of her because I hate her. Why does she hate her? I don't know. Maybe because she's a woman. Women hate women. It's just a...
I'm new to the VTubing community. I don't want to get canceled or yelled at, but this is actually somewhat true where men are, this is not everyone, obviously. This is a very big generalization. If you guys want to sass me for this, it's fine. But there is a lot of like petty high school stuff. If you're a girl in high school, you probably understand. Or is like, there's a lot of like pick-me's versus like girls that bring other women down, fake friends. Oh my God, I love you so much. You're the best, but they secretly hate you. And that basically was what Shy Lily and Sinder kind of were at the end of the day. So they were both kind of like rough. You know, I mean, this is like petty stuff, so it's not like cancel worthy, at least in terms of like this stuff. I think if you are big fans of Silvervale, Bao, and this rubs you wrong and you don't like Sinder, I think that's okay. That's kind of my take on it. But I do want to say that there is accountability for Nanoless and Shy Lily too in this situation from what I've seen. Maybe not to this distractic level, but I do agree with Evan. Like as a man, men traditionally like we'd rather like punch something, you know. Women would rather, you know, like go get drunk and like yap about it and have like a wine night and like gossip with your friends. It's just like fundamentals of how men and women are slightly different. Not to say it's a bad thing and not that it's wrong that women do that, but I would probably say as a guy, like we have a slightly more different, unique take. I've even spoken to my friends about this too as well.
That they do. And Charlie goes ahead and tells Bao, Buff Pup, maybe 12 other of her friends what happens here in this document, and then they all go ahead and they cancel Sinder. That is what happens in a nutshell. Now, what happens in the grand scheme of things? Well, TLDR, we already said Nanoless is a lying bitch. And to be fair,
I don't want to call her a bitch. That's Evan's words. I don't know her, but I do think it was a little sneaky, but I understand why it'd be in that boat, you know? Like, not to say Evan's wrong, just in my mind, like, you have all these, like, VTubers and content creators, there's a lot of pressure on it. It's hard to, like, dissect. But I do kind of want to agree somewhat on the Shy Lily a little bit, that there's, like, a big competition, and, like, they were meant to be, like, co-workers and friends. But it just kind of seemed like both of them really weren't ever really friends at the end of the day, just business partners. And that's a big thing in the VTubing world. Some people are going to be collab mates and business partners. Some people will be actual friends. Probably gonna be a lot more on business partners where it's like a fake show and actors versus say actual friends. And that's not bad and that's whatever, but it did kind of seem like Shy Lily took this opportunity to jump on everything. Now, I still will stand by though, Silvervale and Bao did dirty. So is it justified? That's up to you guys to decide. I'm trying to be neutral on this, but there is a little bit of wrongdoing, a little bit of manipulation on both ends, especially on like, and see how there's like so many different levels. So it's hard to like connect the dots if you guys are seeing the big picture or read the document.
Everything is rightfully her fault. I think Sinder is realistically completely innocent here. Actually, the only thing
I would disagree. I love Evan. I don't think he would mind because like at the end of the day, like I'd send him a bunch of hearts and be like, bro, you did a great job by making the video and discussing this and kind of broaching into a subject that's harder and more of a contradictory on the VTubing world. Like I respect Evan for it. So if he doesn't mind if I disagree a little bit, I think Sinder has a lot of accountability she has to do. She still is technically talking and working and maybe dating this red guy. He was very manipulative and called out a lot of various things and caused a lot of these problems. Like he was parasocially way too overly involved and caused all these issues and miscommunications when Sinder herself should be, once again, taking accountability and interacting with these friends and apologizing in private and sorting these issues out or reading the signs, say like I showed you guys with Silvervale, that that's not a, like someone, she doesn't like you. Like that's like self-awareness. So you still have to have the accountability to grow. I don't think Sinder is innocent, but I do think that there is more to the story than meets the eye. And I do think that while also Shy Lily isn't, in my opinion, as bad as Sinder, there was some causation there, you know? Like I really think the only people that are mostly clear from this are Bao and Silvervale because they were victims.
That she's not innocent of is dating Red. Red is actually a complete fucking moron.
I agree with this. I think once again, there's a little bit more with Sinder, but this Red guy really was the problem. Like, of everything out here, Red was number 1, Sinder is probably number 2, Nanoless number 3, Shy Lily number 4, and then everyone else is just kind of, you know, just collateral / gossip / friends just not working out.
And you will find this out if you read the document because he does nothing but make Sinder's situation worse.
I agree.
And for whatever reason, they broke up, got back together allegedly, and also he then spends a considerable amount of time in this document going ahead and defending the actions that he made that got Sinder in the trouble that she was in to
Yeah, this guy is like, I would say he's probably manipulating this like Sinder girl as well.
Begin with. Now, realistically speaking, he didn't necessarily really do anything wrong, considering all he did was try to be as genuine and nice of a person as he humanly possibly could.
He did try to be nice, but I will say from me reading through it, like he was pretty pushy, pretty manipulative. Like I wouldn't do what he did. Maybe that's just me trying to like virtue signal, but I just wouldn't do what he did. Like I think he was the problem more so.
Till No, he wasn't. And he threw Bao under the bus. How is Bao relevant to this? I don't fucking know. But he decides to bring Bao into it and say, oh my God, I don't like this Bao person because of how she treats my girlfriend. Did I mention that they were dating? I probably mentioned it.
And that's a big thing too. I kept on saying management versus relationships. There's a separation between the two. That's why you shouldn't have your boyfriend, husband be your manager in most cases. Or as well, if you are parasocial, which we saw a bunch, like he's making all these comments about like, you know, Silver's mean and gossiping with this business connection and making everything rough, which is why I'm giving Nanolis a little bit of a pass over here. Like this can and should be taken somewhat manipulatively. Now, once again, this is not Sinder, but if you're dating your own manager, you will probably know what's going on. And you also, that's a reflection of you. Like you can't go and say, oh, he's the manager and blame him. And then also say, oh, he's the boyfriend and blame him when he's speaking on your behalf sometimes and sometimes not. Like it's not good.
Dating at some point. I don't really know. Whatever. I don't really care either. I'm not going to show you any evidence.
I don't care either.
You can block yourself. And realistically speaking, you know, he goes into this whole tirade of how Bao is a terrible person. And the document has a lot of, you know, other drama that we don't care about. For instance, how Sinder copied Spite, or maybe Spite copied Sinder. I don't really know.
I know, honestly, that was so convoluted and made no sense, and a lot of YouTuber models look pretty similar, so at the end of the day, like, whatever. There's also a big issue where Sinder kept on saying that the artist should only work with her, but they weren't paying for the exclusivity. That's another big issue, too, as well. Not cancel, really, per se, but, like, that kind of also puts Nano in a weird spot, and also somewhat bad on Sinder and Red for those executive decisions.
At the end of the day, it's he said, she said in that part of the document, so that's not really relevant to any of what we want here.
I'd agree.
How Silvervale was slighted by Sinder. That part is actually true. If anything, I think that's the only part of this document where Sinder was actually a very terrible person.
Yes.
Silvervale and Sinder, well, Silvervale didn't like Sinder, and Sinder in turn eventually just didn't like Silvervale. And I guess Red also didn't like Silvervale because Silvervale didn't like his girlfriend. We'll see that a lot in this document.
Yes. It's very convoluted, but yes, I think Silvervale did dirty. She was trying to keep her peace, didn't like Sinder, and then Sinder got mad and jealous because she wasn't friends. And that's why I'm saying Sinder needs accountability. Like, that was gross. Same with Bao. Like, Bao was even trying to invite her to collabs and be friends and be an actual friend. And that's why the Shy Lily thing and stuff is weird, because some people may say Shy Lily was like, hey, she's like, all right, you know, like she's trying to protect people or bring light to it. I'm kind of saying like it's very convoluted. It really is just it's a lot. Like I don't think she's as bad in this Sinder situation. I think the Sinder stuff's not even that bad in the first place. Just very petty between friends.
Basically, the TLDR to that is there's going to be a lot of TLDR. Is that Red had a problem with Silvervale for not liking his girlfriend, and therefore then told Nanolis at one point, oh my God, yeah, I don't like her. But it wasn't really necessarily him saying, oh my God, you know, well, I guess he did eventually say, ha ha ha, don't work with her anymore and we'll pay you, because it's a stupid joke that he was making. And for whatever reason, Nanolis went with that and said, oh my God, just look at him. He's evil. Grr, he's such an evil guy. Everybody should cancel him. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that post right there. He's so bad. At the same vein, Nanolis sat there and essentially kept saying, oh my God, I don't care about Bao. I don't care about Cottontail. I'm going to cancel all these projects. I only want to work for Sinder. I don't want to work for anyone else, while simultaneously telling everyone else that they were burnt out because they're a goddamn liar. Now, I've been over.
Yep, kind of. I mean, maybe not that extreme. I can understand it, but yeah, they were being two-faced.
That part already. I am upset. That Nanolis is a liar. I think Nanolis, at the end of the day, literally deserves to be canceled. I don't think I've ever said that before, that someone deserves.
I'm not in the VTubing world. I'm not these girls. I don't think I'm allowed to say who should be canceled or not. I think it does look poorly on Nanolis. I think it looks a little smidgen bad on Shy Lily. I think it looks pretty decently bad on Sinder, and I think this Red guy, unironically, is like a tier 3 obsessed stalker mod, should not be a manager, is creepy. But that's just from my interpretation on these messages. Way too involved with his girlfriend's business. Does he have a job? Is he just trying to be a stay-home husband? Like, I do a lot of work for my girlfriend as she was making good money. Like, I don't know how this kind of works out. Like, I don't care.
Deserves to be canceled, but realistically speaking, they are the only person in this document that actually did something that is so inherently fucking stupid and wrong that it made me upset. Well, actually, Shy Lily did one thing that made me upset as well. Shy Lily is kind of a catty bitch. Let's just be real. She's actually just like for whatever reason, I don't know why, she's like a very angry woman. Okay, I don't know what type of woman she's gonna grow into. She's probably really young right now, but I see her growing into a very angry old woman someday. But right now, she gets angry.
I kind of think angry women are kind of hot, as long as they're not mad at me.
Because she's like, I didn't have a good feeling about Sinder because, you know, she was like being too nice or whatever, which I think is a weird thing to say. And so in the first opportunity she gets, when someone comes to her,
sometimes if you're too nice, goes two ways. I try to be really nice, and sometimes people think I'm fake. I just like literally just try to be nice. I don't like. I have a good life, so I don't try. I don't know. I have a lot of friends. I'm happy. But sometimes you could be overly fake, and kind of how they're doing right now with Silvervale and Sinder, or like Sinder is being way too nice and way too pushy, and like that's kind of how Red and Sinder were a lot. You know, like I think it can kind of go either way. Like you have to prove it more so.
Saying, yo, like, you know, freaking, you know, Red, Cinder's boyfriend, was telling me that, like, you know, there's some stuff going on between you two. Charlie goes, show me the evidence. And then Nanolis makes up this whole thing, right? Gets the screenshots and crops out the parts where she's being a little bitch and sends them to freaking Shy Lily. And Shy Lily's like, oh my god, she's so evil, she's so terrible. We need to alert the guards. We need to tell everybody. And so they do. They actually do tell everybody. And, you know, given enough evidence in this document, it would seem that maybe Shy Lily wrote that document for Nanolis, because
that's another thing what's kind of going on the Shy Lily thing, is that Nanolis did say she had help with the document because her English isn't as good. So some things also may be lost in translation. I'm just trying to give them a little bit of free passes here. And then same with Shy Lily, she helped her make the document. That is kind of hardcore to have her literally help her make the Google Doc itself, with also kind of somewhat spoon-fed information to kind of push a narrative on the low key. Now, I'm not saying that Shy Lily is per se wrong, just that it is weird, like it's notable. Granted, like I said, Silvervale and Bao did dirty, so I mean, is she really telling like against it? You know, that's why I put like everyone else a little bit above her, and she has a little maybe accountability. I'd like to see what she has to say, if she even will say anything. But like it, you know, a lot of this stuff is understandable, you know, on the Nanolis side, Cinder side even. Just I think the Red's kind of, it's all like, it's weird. It's just so convoluted.
Nanolis's first language isn't English. She mentions that in the document, and the only other person who could have written the document for her, and the only other person that makes sense, is Shy Lily. So again, I think that Shy Lily wrote that document and then, you know, made the attack to make Cinder fall, if you want to put it that way. But then I also don't think that Shy Lily is that smart of a person. I don't think that Shy Lily did it with any ill intent to ruin Cinder's career or anything. I think that Shy Lily just really didn't like Cinder. And in the first opportunity that she had, where she was told that Cinder was a terrible person, she sat there and was like, okay, yeah, let's just tell the world that she's not a good person because I don't like her. But realistically speaking, all of this was stemmed from a singular lie expanding to a vein of lies that was told by one woman, Nanolis, who made an entire friend group turn on each other because of the lies that she told, making it seemed as though Cinder and Red were terrible people for, you know, undercutting their friends and saying, oh my god, stop working with these people, when in the reality Nanolis just didn't want to work with these people to begin with, because Nanolis was burnt out and for whatever reason couldn't take the accountability to tell that their clients they were burnt out, and instead put all of the blame on Cinder and Red. And I don't know why it happened, and it pisses me off that
I want to chime in. I kind of agree, but there is a little bit on that Cinder side too. Like Cinder was bad to Silvervale, Red was bad to all of them. They were kind of like, you know, gossiping too. So it's not only just them. I would say Silvervale, once again, victims. They shouldn't be involved. My heart goes out to them, give them love. Shy Lily, like I said, maybe justified if she wants to protect her friends or saw more information, maybe whatever. Might be a little weird, little catty to be involved in that situation. You guys tell me. Like I don't know. I'm still processing this all. Honestly, it's a lot. Cinder and her boyfriend, husband, manager, whatever. Like they still have to have accountability too. Like I think Evan's almost there. They just also did those options. There was quote lines saying like, hey, like it was a lot of like peer pressure. It's a lot of, hey, like when's it gonna get canceled? 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 Hey, work for us, work for us, work for us. Only us, only us. And I do agree Nanolis was burnt out. And I do think Nanolis is a bigger problem in all of this on both ends. Like she really was playing both sides. But there is still accountability that Cinder and them have to go and take. But I still don't think it's really like cancel worthy per se. You know, like it's bad, and maybe people don't want to watch anymore because they like appreciate the friendship, or they found them from say Shy Lily or found them from Bao, and they just don't like him anymore. That's okay. It's okay. Maybe you like Cinder still. That's okay too. Like I don't think I hate anyone. I'm a random dude online watching another dude online talk about random women online that are sometimes like fish and dogs. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, dude. I have zero idea, man. I'm just kind of here. I'm just like roped on in.
No one sees this, and no one's gonna read the 1,000-page document. Which, by the way, why would you write 1,000?
Why would you do 1,000 pages, bro? This took me so many hours. I was ready to give up. If I wasn't making a YouTube video on this, dude, I would have given up forever ago.
1,000-page documents in there, because realistically speaking, no one, and I mean quite literally no one, is gonna read the goddamn thing. It is 1,000 motherfucking pages, and it angers me that you would even sit there and write 1,000 pages thinking that people would read it. I read it though. It took 15 hours of my.
It took me like 4 hours, bro. Like it was a lot, man. There was a lot, dude. I don't even think anyone who's made this, if you guys made this video 25 minutes in, for the love of God, like, leave a comment or like or sub or something. Did you even read it yourself, or are you just waiting for other people to do it too, man? This is crazy.
My fucking life. And you know what? I am on your side. I really am. I truly am. I am sorry.
I'm actually not against Sinder a lot. I think she did mess up, so I'm not on her side per se, but like, I don't know. I like Bao. I like Silver Veils. It's kind of like it, but like I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I'm not sure if it's cancel worthy or just I look really poorly on you and you can fix it. Like, I think she can maybe redeem herself. You know, it just really depends on what happens the next year, 2 years, 3 years, how everyone else reacts, if there's more proof. Like, I don't think this is a donezo, but I'm very cautious on Sinder now, you know?
Actually, for saying all the bullshit that I said. I was one of those people that said you should get the fuck out of the VTuber community. But realistically, with the context that I have, unless you somehow doctored these screenshots in the last 5 fucking months, have realized that you were actually kind of a decent person. Maybe you were addicted to Silverveil. Maybe you were addicted to Spite, and you know, your friends are stupid for attacking some random other VTuber or girl in the SMR community. But realistically speaking, when it comes to what happened between Nanoless and your friend circle and your friend group, I think you could have been a better friend to Bao. I think that Nanoless made your relationship with Bao a little bit sour. I think that
I would agree. I keep on saying I think Nanoless is like this weird like spider web of everyone kind of sending shocks. And I do think she did Silverveil dirty. And I think Bao got did dirty. At the end of the day, I think her boyfriend is not guiding her towards the right path.
Let's ruin your entire relationship with all your friends. I think Numi was a very mature person when she talked to you. I think that Shiley and you...
Numi was also dope.
Should never be friends and should never try to...
I agree with this. They're just polarizing. They see each other's competition. It is not... They shouldn't be friends. Like, I'm not saying that Shiley's bad, but sometimes people just don't mesh well. Sometimes friendships fall apart. Sometimes business becomes in between people. That's okay.
Talk to each other ever again. And Shiley, realistically, get a fucking therapist. Okay, you're a bad case waiting to happen. And then outside of that, I think that Tricky, you're great. Numi, you're absolutely wonderful. And Bao, please, just, you know, take a hug. Just find the nearest person to you and hug them.
I think Bao needs a hug, dude. I think Bao needs a hug. The only thing I keep saying, Bao, dude, this poor woman, I don't know what is going on with her life. She needs to like win the lottery or something, dude. That poor woman.
And hold on to them dearly, because I think you need it. And Red, you are actually manipulative. I'm going to say it straight up. Red's manipulative.
Yeah.
And you know what? He might not realize it. And I think realistically, neither does Sinder, because unfortunately, at the end of the day, the worst crime that Sinder has committed in all of this is that she is dating Red.
That Red ruined her life, and if they're still together, it's crazy. In part 2 of that, she does need to take a little bit of accountability, but I think she was trying. I think give her a shot. There is a chance over time that she can become a good person, you know. I would take it very cautiously. I'd be scared to be her friend after everything that came out. But she didn't seem horrible. But she did do bad things, both as Silverveil and Bao. Some people may say that's unforgivable. Shy Lily may thought that was unforgivable, like protecting her friends. I understand those perspectives, but I also understand that Sinder really was thrown for a loop with this Red guy a lot, even Nanoless a lot. So like, she did bad. They all kind of did bad, but like like it's hard to say. That's why, just give me your thoughts down below.
Whatever reason, despite the fact that she cheated on him, they decided to get back together. Despite the fact that she decided to get rid of him when these documents first dropped initially against her, she got back together with him, because I think realistically that she doesn't know how life could exist without him in it. And honestly, maybe that's called love, or maybe that's called a stupid goddamn obsession with the closest dick to you. I don't know. Realistically speaking, I just think that the two of them are very bad, very toxic for each other.
I do agree they should break up. Not like in like the, oh, I hope they break up. More of like, it went too close to the sun. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't care. At the end of the day, you do whatever you want. It's not my life. But like, I would not date a girl that would do that to me.
Has caused more issues in this entire document than is absolutely necessary. In fact, the Geneva Conventions would actually take away their rule set just to put him down. Personally, I would too. And I think
if you got millions of dollars, hopefully you're making good money as Sinder, you could probably do better, or at least hire an actual manager.
Sinder, you need to be single. You need to learn how to exist on your own and realistically just enjoy life without Red in it.
Get rid of Red, become rich, apologize to your friends, redemption arc, become friends with new people, don't treat them poorly, be like a good big sister, pimp them on out, get them some viewers, have a good life, retire in like 5 years, make some videos, apologize to everyone, apologize to your community, be funny, have fun. There's your redemption arc.
Because he's making your life worse, and I don't see a future in a world where he makes it better. And I'm sorry that I spent the past 15 hours reading that goddamn document.
I wasted my entire day reading documents as well. Please subscribe.
That's basically what happened at TLDR. Sinder mostly did nothing wrong.
Well, I'm putting her a little above him, but I do agree. She has a little bit of, scapegoats. Could be worse. Still bad. But
Shiloh's kind of a bitch.
I like Shiloh. She's funny.
And Nanoless is a fucking liar, and no one should trust her.
She did seem kind of sneaky. Yeah, man. Yeah, I kind of agree. Give your thoughts down below. I just hope this is a big wound for everyone that can now finally be closed. You know, like if you always have a perpetual little cut that never heals, that's pain. It sucks. Hopefully this can kind of reopen it all, but then everyone can kind of like heal from it properly, and they can all move on and find the solace that they all need. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to. This is crazy. Evan's video is down below. Give him some love. I adore the dude, and he did a great job on all this. He did a great job. Shout out to you, Evan. I love you, bud.